Check in, my friends. My name is Shay, and today we are going to do the Reader's Problem tag. I was tagged quite a while ago by Eliza's Bookshelf. She is amazing. Y'all should all go watch her channel. I will link it down below, and I am just having a chance to sit down and answer these questions. So we will get right into the tag, and number one is, you have 20,000 books on your TBR. How in the world do you decide what to read next? So this is interesting because I am sometimes a list person where I can just make a list of these are the books that I want to read or that I need to read and just go through that list. And then other times when I don't really have like any obligations or what have you, I like to, you've seen on my channel before, I will spin my wheel of owned books or I will scroll. I have a library wish list on my Libby app, and I scroll through that and just kind of pick. And a lot of times actually I am playing games with my book club, and so I'm given prompts and all that kind of stuff, and I had to find books to fill said prompts because a lot of times I don't know what I want to read next. So it is helpful to kind of play a game or whatever to kind of help me decide what to read next. Number two, you're halfway through a book and you're just not loving it. Do you quit or are you committed? So this is a ongoing saga for most people, I think, here on BookTube or people that read in general. And I'm going to say that I am getting better about DNFing. But I'm still sometimes like I have to figure out, I have to know what happens. A lot of times if I do feel like I'm not enjoying a book, I will DNF that book and then I will go and look up a kind of summary of the book or a recap per se, and I will just read through it and read what happens, and that kind of satiates my mind as, okay, now I know what happened and I didn't have to read all the way through. But I'm kind of trying to get better about that. I'm not the best. A lot of times I will just not DNF because I'm like, well, I feel bad because I've already spent so much time reading the book, but I'm trying to get better. Number three, the end of the year is coming and you're so close but so far away on your Goodreads reading challenge. Do you try to catch up, and how? So last year I was close to failing my reading challenge, and what I did was I just read a lot of novellas and graphic novels to kind of build my number up because there's a number and I want to reach it. And so this year what I did was I set my goal really low, like to 100 books, and I've already met that, so therefore I don't have that pressure of you have to meet your goal. So number four, the covers of a series you love do not match. How do you cope? So I have multiple I don't know if you can see, but I have multiple series where the books don't match, and to be honest, like, it doesn't really bother me. I used to not be a super covery person. I've kind of become that just because I like my shelves to, you know, kind of house my favorite books, and I want the matching best version of the book there is. But I don't hate it, but eventually I'll probably buy a matching set. Okay, so number five. Everyone and their mother loves a book you really don't like. Who do you bond with over shared feelings? So I feel like in real life, I have nobody who, you know, reads, and I apologize if you hear my dog slurping, but that's just what she is and I cannot help it. So in real life, I don't have any bookish friends. And in my online book club, a lot of those don't read the same genres that I do. So I don't really have anybody that I get on here is what I do. I get on my YouTube channel and I tell you guys I don't like the book. That's what I do. And I make some ranty videos. Yes. Number six, you're reading a book and you are about to start crying in public, and how do you deal? So I don't normally read a lot of books in public, but I can remember very distinctly reading Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty in the waiting room while I was waiting for my car to get worked on and get finished, and I remember I cried in the waiting room. And you know, it is what it is. It happens, and nobody said anything to me, but you know, I wasn't embarrassed because I mean, it was a great book. Highly recommend. Okay. So, a sequel of a book you love just came out, but you've forgotten a lot from the prior novel. Will you reread the book, skip the sequel, try to find a synopsis on Goodreads, cry in frustration? So, I have been talking about this on my channel multiple recent videos, and this is a conundrum that I have, and I'm not happy with my series life. I have all these ongoing series, and I've waited, and now I can't remember what happens in the first book, and for the majority of them, I can read Like, I can get a recap online because most of them are like very popular, so those you can find a recap of online, so I would do that if possible. I do not like to reread just because I feel like it's wasted a lot of my time. So I'll try to recap it and then read on, and like I said, if I start to read the book and I can't recap it and I just don't remember much, I'm just going to have to DNF because I just don't have time to reread all these books. Okay, so 8, you do not want anyone borrowing your books. How do you politely tell people no when they ask? So I don't really, like I said, I don't know many bookish people in life, so I can't, like, I don't borrow my books out. But if somebody asked me, I know that I probably won't get my book returned in good condition, so I will lend it out, but I will probably just go buy myself, you know, a newer copy. So 9, reading ADD. You've picked up and put down 5 books in the last month. How do you get over your reading slump? Definitely, I read a romance. I don't know what it is about romances. They're just so cute, fast-paced. Like, I read a romance or I reread a book. So those are the 2 options. Number 10. There are so many new books coming out that you're dying to read. How many do you actually buy? I don't buy that many books because I feel like number one, I don't have any space. I have these 2 shelves right here behind me that are bursting at the seams. Like, you can't see it really here, but up on top I have books stacked, and I have a TBR cart that has books stacked on top of books, and so I don't have any room for a lot of books, so I generally will just read it from the library before I buy a copy. Number 11. After you've bought the new books you can't wait to get to, how long do they sit on your shelf before you get to them? And this is part of the reason why I don't buy a lot of new books from the get. If I read it from the library and I like it, I will buy a copy. But the reason is, you see all these books back here, I have so many unread books that it's just ridiculous, because really, honestly, who has the time to read every single book they buy? I don't. But they're pretty on the shelves. I like them, and eventually one day I plan on getting to them. It just may not be today. Alright, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will tag some people down below in the comments. If you want to do this tag and I didn't tag you, then please feel free to do the tag anyway. I will catch you guys later. Thank you for watching.